guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our X-Piles seasons, or series, sorry, episodes in our season 3 of the X-Piles. So I've pulled in another pile from my desk. Now I have to say my desk is looking so much better now. I mean, I've still got a little way to go, but way better than it was. So already I'm feeling much better and much less overwhelmed. So this is the next pile that we've got. So I'm going to just pile the lace and things to one side because we may use that with anything we make. So buried in amongst all my stuff, I had one of my cluster books. So obviously that's going to be, you know, brilliant and come in handy. So I'm just going to put that to one side. I keep them over on my shelf when I don't just lose them getting buried on my desk. So I will put that on my shelf after this, you know, after this episode. But we might be using it during this episode. So let's just go through the little pile that we've got, or quite a big pile to be fair. So I've got some full sheets here of paper. So we might try and do a journal, I think, because we haven't actually made a journal so far. Oh, have we? We might have done. I actually can't remember what we have made and what we haven't, to be truthful. So let's just pull out any full sheets of paper that are in this pile that we could then make a journal from. So got these. Yep. I mean, again, they might not necessarily even go together, but I'm just going to work with what we've got because, you know, like we've said, sometimes the most eclectic, lovely pieces that you get are from mixing up a whole bunch of things that you wouldn't ordinarily put together. Now, is that all the sheets that I've got? Oh, that's very annoying. I thought I had more. Oh, now just going through here, I've just found ready-made piece of ephemera there, so that can just go in my ready-made ephemera box ready. I've got a bunch of things here ready for decorating. So these are some ready-made pieces that I need to decorate. So somehow they've got lost on the desk. Okay, so yep, keep those to one side. I'll put those in my ephemera, you know, to decorate pieces. Oh, I've got an envelope there that needs kind of finishing. So I've got some bits here that need actually finishing off. So yeah, okay, so I've got quite a few things that I've obviously folded them down and things and then haven't actually finished them off. So we could do those definitely in this episode. So this sheet of paper, I have unfortunately folded it up, but if we unfold that, we could use that in the journal. So I've keep that to one side. I've got some of that Victorian scrapbook paper. So this is from a book. So let's just got some ephemera. Oops, a piece to back a tag onto. So now I'm sure that I did have a sheet of plain ivory paper. Not that I can see that now. Okay, so what I'll do, oh, that's coffee dyed. So I'm going to, again, oh, more border clips needed. So yeah, just clip all the things again ready for making sort of bits of ephemera. That's been coffee dyed, so that can go in there as well. This, yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. I'll just put that to one side for a moment. This, I mean, that's very pretty. So yeah, we can use that to make some stuff. These are the bits that need finishing off. That needs coffee dyeing. So I've got my pile for coffee dyeing from the last video. So I'll just put that there. I'm not necessarily going to coffee dye all of these bits. I might use some in other ways, but let's just put all of this stuff together. Okay, like that. Oops, I've got, oh, that's quite cool. We can put that into the journal that we're going to make. So, okie dokie. I'm so sorry, did I just knock the camera? I'm not even sure whether I did or not, to be honest. But put these together like that. So I'm just going to put those to one side. Got a full sheet there, so I'll just put that to one side with all my papers. Got some little flippy outs here. Some of those big envelopes. Again, these need coffee dyeing, so yep, I can put those to one side. And what's that? Oh, that's like a little, yeah, so that needs finishing off. So let's put these with the to be coffee dyed pieces. Okay, we've got a doily, again that needs coffee dyeing. Oh, I've got a topper that's finished, so that can go straight away. So again, I'm going to put that in my lap ready to be tidied up and put away. Got some more bits of ephemera, piece for fussy cutting, put that down in my fussy cutting box. Okie dokie, right. Oh, no, wrong pile. Okay, right. Let's just have a look then. So yeah, got all these bits here. They're all for coffee dyeing. That's another one for coffee dyeing. Oops. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, well, it's barely clamped in there, but just about. So again, more for decorating. So put those in my lap ready to go away. That one needs decorating. Right, these bits need actually finishing off with some light bits of paper and things. So that one, put that away. So again, we're doing just a bit more sorting here really. So bits that need finishing, I mean that is finished really, so I'll put that in my fillers box. So that's my fillers box beside me. Okie dokie, they can go ready for decorating. Got some more fabric, little flower there. Okay, that has been coffee dyed, so this is on thicker paper. I wonder what I was going to be planning to do with that. That one has been coffee dyed, so put that with my coffee dyed pieces ready for making ephemera. This one could do with coffee dyeing, so I'll put that with that pile there. Okay, so I mean we're doing a lot of sorting again today. So oh, excuse me. Right, got some thicker pieces of paper here. That one needs some more paper, so yep. Okay, so I'll put these here actually. I've got some cigarette cards, so perhaps we'll do some bits with those soon because we haven't played around with those for a long time. This again can go with the coffee dyed stuff ready to make some bits of ephemera. Okay, right. So all the bits that we're going to finish off, we're going to put like this. Got a couple of bits there. Going there. Oh, more of that sewing pattern paper again. Put that just straight away in my drawer. Oh, some dry wet wipes. So they're always fantastic to find. Okay, that can go with the ready-made bits. Oh, this is some, stitched fabric clusters. They're ready to use. So I'll just put those away in my drawer behind my desk. Some lace, more bits of lace. So, yep, might use those during our decorating. Oh, we've got these little booklets. Again, they need finishing off. Put those in my lap with the finishing. Got some bits and pieces there for fussy cutting, and one of them has been fussy cut, so I'll put that in my ready fussy cut pieces. I'm just going to put these to one side there for doing decorative edge strips. What are these? Okay, we've made a couple of coin envelope type pieces. Is that another one? Oops. Yeah. So, yeah, they can be decorated. I put that in my lap as well. This, oh, I don't know what I was doing with that, to be honest. Got some butterflies that are ready. Oh, I'm just going to throw that away. It's tiny. Oh, pretty birds there. Okay, right, I must actually part with some of these bits, so I'm going to just throw that in the bin. These are some of that scrappy stitched paper, so we can make something with that. An envelope again for decorating. I've got a base there to make some sort of page or journal card, so just put that in my lap. A couple of pieces there for decorating and things. I'll just put that to one side. I've got some more lace. This piece of scrapbook paper, oh, I was going to say we could use this in the journal, but obviously it's backed with these tags. So I'll put that in my fussy cutting pieces. So I will fussy cut that out. We've got fussy cutting here. Got an envelope. Just put that to the side. Right, I'm going to throw this away because I don't see myself using that. We've got, oops, this needs to go to the sewing machine to be... I'm so sorry, my camera had run out of charge and I obviously had not noticed that. So obviously I was still filming. This is now another day. We're actually a few days later. So what I've done, I've gathered back in the pages that I had set aside to make a journal. So I have added a few more pages to them that were just laying around on the desk so that I've got enough to actually kind of complete a journal. Some of them have been coffee dyed already on the back and some of them haven't. So the ones that haven't, I'm just going to quickly coffee dye them now. So I've just got my little cup of black coffee there to the side, and we can just then quickly go through and coffee dye them. So let me just pull in all the ones that I need, or all the ones that need coffee dyeing. Okay, right, so I'm going to just coffee dye the backs of them. This is something I've been doing lately, is just coffee dyeing the backs really, because that way I'm sort of not darkening any of the images on the front, which, you know, I don't mind, but sometimes I think, oh, they don't look as pretty once they've been coffee dyed. So I just now I'm coffee dyeing just the backs. I'm not saying that's going to be always a thing, or, you know, a permanent thing, but that's what I seem to be doing at the moment. So, and I'm quite liking how that's working. So just quickly go in. I'm just using one of my dry wet wipes, just with this cup of coffee that I just keep here just behind my desk actually. So we'll just quickly coffee dye all of those. Now I have got this blue beneath this sheet. It's scrapbook paper, so I will dye that, and I might dye that on both sides. It's blue on both sides, just because it otherwise does look quite bright. So I think I will just, yeah, coffee dye both sides of this. So just very quickly coffee dye this, and then we'll just go back in on the other side and do the other side as well. Okay, pop that to one side, and then the final sheet, this one. Okay, okie dokie. Now by rights I should really just leave them to actually dry, but obviously, you know, I'm doing a video here, so I don't want to be wasting everyone's time waiting for it to dry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put some book page down. Sorry, just knocking everything down. I've knocked my fan heater down now. Switched itself off now. Right, there we go. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the pieces in that I've just coffee dyed, and then I'm going to place them in between a sheet of paper, and I'm going to iron them. And hopefully that way I won't really damage the paper too much, but equally I will dry it without having to wait for it to dry. So just going to, yeah, go there. Okay, and then, you know, once it's kind of dryish or drier, I can just go over it a little bit with the iron there, like that. The reason why I don't do it like this straight away is sometimes it can kind of like tear the paper when it's very soggy. So by just kind of protecting it with the other sheet of page over it, you know, the book page over it, it's just sort of protecting it from tearing. So I've also got a cup of tea on the go, so I'll just have a sip of that. Okay. I mean, obviously you could use something like your heat tool or something to quickly dry off coffee dyed paper if you've done, you know, a bit of coffee dyeing and you just want to use things very quickly. That always works really well. Okay. Again, just going down that side. I mean, obviously some of these pages, they're a little bit kind of marked and things where they've been on the desk for quite a long time. Actually, this one hasn't been, because this is my vintage desk, the first edition, which, to be fair, I've not even made that long ago, so it's not been sat there for that long. But anyway, the pages have got a little bit damaged and things. I mean, again, I'm not going to worry too much about that, because, you know, we are making a journal here, you know, a junk journal. We're not kind of trying to make like a, you know, masterpiece or anything to go into a gallery. So just going to get on with it and not worry too much. So okay, I'll put this in between these sheets. Okay, just have another quick sip of my tea. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly iron the rest. I'll try not to just film that because it's not very interesting for you. Okay, so I have now ironed all of my sheets and everything. So let's have a look through and we'll kind of gather them up together. So I've got some thin sheets and some thicker sheets. So this one obviously, you know, a thinner sheet. This is some scrapbook paper, which it was again just floating around on the desk. So I might as well incorporate this. So like that. Now, obviously it's a little bit wonky on the bottom, so I'll just straighten that up there. Might tear it down or cut it down on the edge, I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I might just take this edge down. I'm not over keen on the gold border, so just take it down this side as well, still some of the gold showing there. There we go. Yeah, so that's going to be a bit better. We've got this one. This is from my vintage desk set 2. So we'll just fold that one in. Then we've got a plain sheet of just coffee dyed paper. So we can incorporate that. And then in a minute, we're going to go through and kind of organise these so they look pretty together, because we've used a very wide sort of eclectic mix of stuff on here, haven't we? So we want to make sure that they look good together, which at the moment they perhaps don't. Now this one, as you can see, my printer's kind of not printed borderless properly. So I'm just going to trim the bottom off where it just had a bit of white. And then here, I'm just going to actually just take off these edges because I've got some black in the inside and this white border here. And again, I don't mind if all my pages aren't the same size, that's fine. So like that, okay. Then we've got the pink sheets, which was already folded over anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. I've got here, oops, some of my sewing pattern paper. So I'm not sure yet whether we're going to actually bind that in or whether it might be, you know, hung on a page. So we'll just kind of hang fire with that. So I've got a couple of my Avery in the pinks and duck eggs pages there. So, yep, I can have that. This is from my autumn blush autumn kit from, I think this was like 2022 or 2023. 2022, I think. Honestly, time flies. It's very hard to keep track of time, isn't it? Then we've got this sheet, and then we've got these couple of sheets. So again, another one from the Avery collection. That's what happened with the ironing, and that was what I was talking about, that if you don't put the book page over it and you try and iron it when it's wet, sometimes you can kind of like tear the top layer of the page off. That's happened there, where obviously, you know, the book page moved and I didn't quite have it, you know, secure enough, but that's fine, I don't mind. So got like that. And then this blue sheet, now I'm not sure which is the longer edge. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fold this over, and then I'm going to cut it down just here, because obviously I've got this bit there. There we go. So again, it's an irregular size page, but that's fine. So let's gather these up and put them together so we've got them, you know, complementing each other where we've got pages next to each other. I mean, that looks quite pretty with that, doesn't it? So yep, quite like that. This one, no, we don't want to have the two Avery pages straight next to each other. So maybe that, like that. Oh, actually, this one would be better going more in the middle, because I've cut it down, you know, it's a small page. So yeah, maybe like that. Let me just see whether I might prefer this that way round. Okay. And then this one, no. I'm wondering how that would look with the autumn page. What do we think to that? Again, wish I could hear you guys. I quite like it, actually, I think. So yeah, we'll have that. And then we'll just have maybe this one wrapped around here. We could have this going wrapped around like that. Oh, got that coffee dyed sheet, which actually I might put the coffee dyed sheet in here. Like that. And then, oh, I've got to contrasty kind of piece, maybe like that. And then this one here. The only sheet I haven't now used yet is this pink food coloured paper, which, where should we put that? What do we think to it there? No, not loving it there. What do we think to it here? Not loving it there. It might be that this one's not going to go in here at all, so let's just check. Well, we could have it there. Well, do you know, I'm tempted to not have that at all. So yeah, maybe we'll kind of keep that. Or unless we have that instead of that. What do we think? I should have done a bit of coffee dye on this as well, because I feel like it's quite bright compared to everything else. Sorry, I just noticed my camera's a little bit wonky. Hopefully that's a bit better. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm going to keep that out. So we might use this, we might not. We'll just kind of see. So that's my pages in my journal now. So I'm just going to quickly bind those now. Yeah, let me just check that I've got a variety of the way the pages are facing. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. So yeah, I think that's not too bad. Right, let me just grab my embroidery threads. Oops, I'm just going to turn my fan heater off because it's actually got a bit hot now. It's behind my desk but low down, so it's actually kind of burning my bottom now. Oops, right, just grabbing my embroidery threads. Okay, so I've got a whole bunch here. Right, now I'm thinking could use something like this. I mean, obviously we've got a variety of different colours in here, but yeah, we have got quite a bit of blue, so maybe this one. Yeah, I think we're going to use the blue. So let me just find a needle. Oh, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Oh dear, I couldn't resist that. It didn't really come off like a joke, really, did it? But you know, it was the best I could do. Right, let's just check. Now, looking for my pokey tool, which now, of course, I can't see that anywhere. Oh, that would be. It's a little bit thick, this one, but it's okay. So, yeah, going to use that. Okie dokie. Right, I've got a big bulldog clip here. So, we'll just use that one for a moment. Okie dokie. Right, now obviously I haven't got a cover for this journal or anything, so you know, we're going to just make the journal and then we'll have to, you know, think about the cover afterwards, because I might not actually really have anything much on the desk that will be quite right for a cover. So I don't want to hold things up now looking for a suitable cover, so I'm just going to kind of go with it as it is. So just quickly thread my embroidery thread. Okie dokie. Right. Oh, does anyone have tips how to actually get the embroidery thread out? Because this is what happens every time I try and do it. And there's probably like some really clever thing that you're supposed to do, because I assume that they've wound it in such a way that this is not supposed to happen, but it happens to me all the time. Okay, now what I like to try and do is do like three times in length. That is too long, to be honest, but I'd rather have it too long than too short. Plus I might have to mess about a little bit when we're doing the threading of the needle anyway. So right, let's put this away. Okay, right. Just see if I can thread this straight away. Oh, I mean, very nerve-wracking doing that on camera, I have to say. Right, okay. So I've threaded my needle. That's all looking good. Right, we're just going to then poke our holes through. So I'm just doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So, you know, there's loads of videos on this. If, you know, my version of it is not kind of clear or anything like that. So just going to poke the 3 holes straight through like that. Oops. I tend to always poke the middle one through first and then sort of just gauge roughly by eye where my other holes go. And then to thread your thread through, just go straight through the middle one like that, up through one of your end ones like that. Okey-doke. Oops. Like that. Then straight through the other end one like that. And then you can just come straight up again through the middle. Now at this point I'm going to release my bulldog clip just so that I can then tie it really, or pull it really tight, because otherwise the bulldog clip might actually be preventing it from pulling as tight as it could, if you see what I mean. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back through the end like that. Oops. And then I'm going to go back through this end like that. So we've just kind of doubled it over, and it's just really sort of a precautionary measure to give you just a bit more strength with what it's being bound with. So again, straight through the middle like that. Okay, now in an ideal world, come the other side of your strands like that. Okay, because then you can tie it around the strands. So like that, pull it nice and tight, and then just tie it around a couple of times like that. So very, very easy method of binding. Okay, now we didn't bind any kind of book page in there, or doily pages or anything like that, or envelopes or anything. You know, we've just kept it very, very simple. You know, we're just sort of using up things on the desk and doing a very eclectic sort of rustic type journal there. Oh, how on earth I fitted that great big green one in there, I have no idea. It's not wanting to really fit neatly in here now, is it? Oh well. Right, so let me put that out the way. I will put that back in the chest in a moment. Okay, so there we go, we've made a complete journal there, and then we can obviously just decorate it up. And what I suggest is that we just use a few of the things that we kind of dug out in the stuff that we dug out, if you see what I mean. So I've got a few bits here, so we can just quickly make some bits and pieces. So let's take this down across here like that. Okay, let's just tear this down. So these are my decorative edge strips. This is the set 1. I do have a set 2 of these, which I really do need to print some. Yeah, because I'd like to have a play with those, but so far I just haven't really had a chance to do that. So we could just use the edge strips somewhere. So I think what we'll do is just make a few like pockets and tucks and things like that. So if I take this one here, do I want to do that? What else have I got? Oh, I've got this. Right. Okay, so I'm wondering if we take that down there. Like that. I mean, we could just really have that sort of just as a pocket on a page, couldn't we, to be honest? Yeah, we could do something just very, very simple, just like that. Let me see what else I had. Just wondering whether we could. Oh, I don't know now. I also did have this sheet, which I thought would be pretty pretty nice on here. So this is one of my decorative edge strips, but it's printed, as you can see, onto this craft coloured paper, which I do sell some of these speciality paper packs, printed paper packs, in my shop on my website. I think I have got a couple of packs on there at the moment, or certainly I have at the time of filming. Whether they're still there, I don't know, but if you wanted to kind of have a look and see, and they just contain you know, some different paper types, so printed pieces on different paper types, so they're just kind of a different feel and a different look. I mean, that's quite lovely on there, to be honest, isn't it? Yeah, quite love that. That's really pretty. I'm not sure what I would put on the facing page. Oh, it's a shame that I've bound all of these in, isn't it? Because this would have been quite good over here. Let me just see. Because obviously during the course of this series, I have put a lot of papers to the side. So let me just see what I've got here to the side that I could possibly, you know, do something on the other side, the facing side. Oh, do you know, let's just glue this down. Yeah. Just because then I've actually made a start on this journal, whereas otherwise I feel like I'm just going to be, you know, procrastinating and deliberating endlessly. So let's just take this and just glue this on. So I'm going to glue this on 3 sides like a little side loading pocket. So now my glue is playing up. Hold on. Okay, so I've unclogged my glue, so I'm just going to glue this down. So just on 3 sides. Now this craft coloured paper, this is it says 250 GSM. I have to say it feels a bit thinner than that, but that could just be the nature of the paper, where it's got that slightly sort of recycled type feel to it. So yeah, but it's not, you know, it's not only kind of like copy paper thickness or anything like that. So hopefully it will be robust enough for having as a sort of pocket. So like that. Okay, so just press that down quite a bit. Okay, and then what I will do, I like to sort of mimic other pages further into a journal. So especially when you're making something that's quite eclectic, to keep like the feel of it going and the flow of it going sort of throughout the whole journal, I think it's quite helpful to then do something like this further in, because then this, you know, feels like a cohesive part of the journal, if you see what I mean. So we'll just go in here, or through here, and we will have another one of those. Well, to be honest, we might even have it on the same page. So we could have that one there, or we could have the blue. Let's just have this one because I've already torn that down. So like that. Just trim that off there. I mean, it is the same height, but to be honest, it looked like it was a bit longer, but like that. And we can just glue that one down on that side, and that way it's just got that sort of flow going through the journal. So just take that and glue that down. There we go. Okay, so yeah, like I say, I have been sort of continuing to clear the desk a little bit, and it's going really well. I've got quite a pile over here still left to do, quite a pile right in front of me, but the rest of it I would say is coming along pretty well. So yeah, hopefully we've only got maybe 2 or 3 episodes left to go, and then we'll be done. I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am, because I've not really seen my actual base of my desk for so long now. So yeah, it's quite exciting. Okay, really press that down like that. Okie dokie. Could do with loads more bulldog clips, but obviously I've used most of them now. Right, there we go. So just making sure that that's glued down to some extent. Right, okay, so I've also got some of my vintage desk set 3, so we could use some bits from here. Just take this down. I mean, we could do something like that, or maybe have that on this facing page. This I've got obviously this big sort of blemish on from where it's been laying around on the desk. So yeah, ideally I'd like to cover that up. So just going to cut this down because it's not very straight. Yeah, so perhaps we'll just put this one down. You can just about get away with it lower down, to be honest. I wasn't sure whether we would be able to, but I'm just going to ink around this because obviously everything else has been coffee dyed. So just to make it look a bit more authentic and sort of tying in, just ink around it like that. Okay, just glue that down. Like that. Okay, looks quite pretty, doesn't it? So I mean, we're really doing like very basic things here. We're not doing anything sort of, you know, too kind of complicated or anything like that, because we're just obviously using up scraps and things. So we might not even have full sheets of paper really to be able to be making much in the way of pockets and things. So just go in with, you know, what we've got here really. So we've got that one, and then going back through, let's just see if we could have that maybe on here. That's quite nice, isn't it, on there? Yeah, I quite like that. Might just trim it down slightly. Like that. Okay, so again, just inking that up a bit. Okay, might just ink this blue up as well, because obviously we only coffee dyed it on one side, so we'll just ink that up a bit. Okay, and that can go in, or on, sorry, perhaps I should say, on there. So like that. Oops. Okay, pop that down. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to finish this journal obviously in this series. You know, I'll probably, you know, do what we can today and then leave it, and perhaps we'll come back after this series and finish the journal off. Or, you know, perhaps I will finish it off in kind of quiet time myself. But yeah, we're just going to get like the basic base of it done, which, you know, that's kind of awesome in itself, isn't it, to be honest? So we've got that one there. Right, now this piece, I wonder if we could have that. Oh, I don't know. I'm wondering whether we could have this as a little corner tuck, or maybe down there. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably prefer to not use the rose section of it, so I wonder if we could tear it down that way. We could just have it like sideways on there, to be honest, or we could have it on this end, on this side, and it can be right side up. Oh, look, don't really want to cover up that lovely part now. Well, it probably doesn't really matter, to be honest. Oh, let's just do that. Yeah, otherwise I feel like I could be here for ages. Now I'm just going to cut into this slightly and just going to ink around there. Okay, and we're just going to then glue this down like that. Okay, sorry, every time I wipe it and things, I'm moving it. So it's then not very straight on the page, but hopefully that's not too bad. So yeah, little corner tuck up there, so that's quite nice. I mean, don't forget, we haven't decorated any of this, so you know, if you're thinking, oh, that looks rubbish, I mean, who knows, maybe it will stay looking rubbish, but hopefully it won't look rubbish by the time we've actually, you know, decorated things up, which we will be doing. Now I'm not sure that red rose really goes on here very well. Oh, we've got the sewing pattern paper, which now I'm just thinking, could we do like a Rita Donnelly flip pocket somewhere? That might be quite nice, mightn't it? So let's just take that there. Oh, mind you, I'm just thinking, because I'd really like to have it with the pattern showing, and then it's going to be upside down, so that might not be the best pocket to do with this paper. Oh, it's a bit directional, yeah. I'd probably go mad, and probably I would be able to achieve it with something else, but yeah, I can't actually now think of a way to do that. So let's maybe have this on somewhere as like a bit of a sort of flippy pad, I think. So maybe just on this plainish page. So let's just take this down here. Okay. Just tear that down. Oops. Like that. I'll just tear it along the bottom. Get rid of that bit. Yeah, and then we could have this as a little kind of flippy pad type thing. So I have, again, I've got some documents and things here, so let me just put in a couple of those. Okay. Take that. Cool. Yeah, that's quite nice. And then do I have any other flimsy paper here? I've got that. That's some fly sheet. The only thing is, I'm wondering if that's a bit brittle to be used as a flippy pad. No, I think it's okay, actually. Yeah, for a minute I thought it was perhaps a bit on the brittle side, but actually I think it's okay. So put this down here and then just staple this across the top. Like that. And that can just literally glue straight down onto a page. So I think we'll glue it onto there. And, you know, again, probably put some lace or something at the top of this, but just haven't done that yet. So, you know, it won't look completely plain when it's done. Like that. Okay, yeah, like that. That looks nice, doesn't it? Then what else could we do? Now I'm wondering whether we haven't used this food coloured paper or this food coloured paper. Now I'm just wondering whether we could do like a pocket or anything with this. Weirdly, I feel like this looks very plain now. Yeah, I don't really feel like we can use this because I feel like it's too plain. So I might just put this straight away where I keep my, you know, food coloured and coffee dyed paper. So that's gone from the desk. So although I haven't used it, I have now cleared it up. So yeah, it's all good. We have used it up. Okay, so now I need to think, what would I do here? We could make some sort of pocket with this, I guess. And just see. Got these decorative edge strips. And just take this one down. that's quite nice, isn't it? I'm just wondering whether we could do anything with that. Just see what papers I've got here to the side in the kind of scraps that we've put to the side. I mean, that's quite nice, to be honest. Don't know whether it quite goes on there. Let me see what else I've got. This one. Oh dear, definitely not that. I'm using the thicker papers that I've got here to the side, because obviously they will, you know, lend themselves best to this type of thing. I have got this. So it's a bit yellowy. I've got this one. It's from the Vintage Desk set 1. I mean, that's quite nice, to be honest. So we could do, right, let me just cut this down. Actually, I'm going to cut it down here so as I save that top bit, because I quite like that top section. Okay. So, yeah, quite like that. And then can we like layer this over that, just to make a little bit of a sort of side pocket, I think. So yeah, let's just take this in here. Just going to take this down here a bit. Okie dokie, right. So obviously this has been coffee dyed, but this one hasn't, but that's okay, I don't mind that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to ink around the edge of here. Like that. Okie dokie. And then we're just going to glue this down, straight down on the side. So this will be like a little tuck spot on top of that pocket. So straight down like that. Oops. Okie dokie. Yep, I like how that looks. And then we have got this, which I was kind of hoarding. Oh, and this actually. Let's just take a couple of these texty bits. Okay. Like that. Just take that there. I'm thinking possibly that. Got a date here, which we might want to use. So I love all these little kind of texty type, scrappy type bits that you can use. They're just really cool, aren't they? So let's just again chop that off. Okay, right. Let's just tear that. Not sure that's got anything much that I want to use. So yeah, let's take these, and I'm thinking, well, we could have it layered that way, but actually I think I'd prefer it layered this way. So I might not even coffee dye that. I was straight away going to, but actually I think it stands out more being bright, doesn't it? So yeah, I think we'll have it like that. Now I've moved it this way now, just because in case I have some lace or anything like that running down there. So yeah, okay, I like that. So this one we can have, where should we have this? Could have it there, that's quite nice. Could have it there, that's quite cool. Put it here. We are then sort of covering up that lady, but I guess she's going to be covered up with something, isn't she? And to be fair, we can still see the, you know, this part, so I don't really mind that so much. So yeah, should we put that down on here? Now I'm just wondering whether we want to have any lace or anything running down. Sorry about my cup. Or whether I want to have like maybe some sari silk or something like that. So I'm not saying this. Obviously this is purple and really has no place in this journal, but let's just have a look and see so as we get the rough effect. Oh yeah, I think we're going to have some sari silk. So let's put that down behind me and we're just going to glue this on. I might just glue this as a tuck spot. We can always go back in and change it. So just going to glue that down there. And then you've actually got two tuck spots here. So you've got obviously this little tuck spot here and obviously now this piece here. So yeah, I quite like that. Okay, looking good. Want to sort of put something here, definitely cover that up because, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind the gold perhaps, you know, ordinarily, but I don't feel like it's really got much place here. So I'm going to cut this down like that. And then let's tear this across like that. So, right, fingers crossed. Okay, so I'm going to just put that one down on there, which again, just covers up that gold really well and looks quite nice, doesn't it? So, just take that. Oops. Like that. Okay. So already we've made quite a lot of bits and pieces in here, haven't we? So yeah, quite happy with what we've done so far. Okay, yep, that's nice. And then let's just go back because I feel like we've got quite a few pockets on this side and not so much on here. So although we have got that little flippy pad now, so that's quite nice. Right, let's try and put something on here. So again, let's just see what we've got. Right. Keep dragging this piece of paper in, honestly, it's just annoying, isn't it? Oh, I also have got this that I'd found the other day. So yeah, again, this was just laying around on the desk. Now I wonder if we could incorporate this at all. Now this was just some copy paper printed obviously here, and then I've backed it onto book page. So we could maybe do something with this. I mean, I'm not saying it necessarily goes. Probably doesn't really, does it? Although, to be honest, it probably would look okay once I've inked it up and things, I think. So, yeah, should we use that? Oh, I just don't know. I feel like I'd like to make a couple of actual pockets. So let me just see what other sheets I've got beside me of paper that might go okay on here. So I mean, these were all just sheets that, you know, I've kind of had floating around on the desk or that we've used recently. So yeah, maybe we'll use this. So if I just take that down like that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's just cut that down around there, I think. See if I can just tear this down. Oh my goodness, can I? Yep. Oh my goodness, that's huge, huge, huge pockets. What on earth was I thinking? Right, so we'll slim this down. So yeah, we want to kind of have a little pocket here. So let's just take this down quite a bit. Okay, and thinking, okay, So we could have this on here. So if I just take this here. Okey-dokey. And then I will cut this down, but if we then wrap this around, so like that, and then on the other side as well. Okay, like that. Okie dokie, right, let me cut this down here. So just cut the top like that. My goodness, not doing a very good job again of making this very straight. My gosh. My cutting is obviously dreadful today. Well, that's not great, to be honest. Not great, but better than it was. Okay, right, marginally better than it was. So, yeah, let's put that there and then wrap this just around here. Okay. Just have it like that. So I don't need to worry too much here. I can take this down pretty much anywhere here, because when I glue it down onto the page, the pocket on the top, if you see what I mean, doesn't need to be as long as the base piece, because I can just glue the sides down and then glue it onto the page like that. So yeah, oh actually I think I do prefer it sort of more tucked in. Yeah, right, do we think that's a bit wide for that page? Shall I make it smaller? I was trying to keep that text on there. Oh dear. Yeah, I was trying to keep that text, but actually I think it is still a bit wide, so I'm going to just cut that down. And I can always now use this text somehow, somewhere, so we'll just tear that off and keep that with these pieces. Okay, so obviously I need to now wrap this round better, or more than it is already. So which way do I want to go? That way or that way? Probably doesn't really matter, but that way or that way? I'll do it this way. Right. Okay, so again, take this in now, this side, like that. Okay, right. That's better, isn't it? Just a smaller, sort of neater pocket there. I will trim the bottom up a bit because I feel like it's a bit too big. So, like that. Okay, that looks nice, doesn't it? So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue these flaps down. This can come down a bit because obviously I've got the double fold now. But what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to do this where I've mitered the corners, and that way I'm not going to kind of compromise the pocket. When I glue these down, they'll be onto that pocket, and then I can glue this bit just down here, if that makes sense. So it's not then compromising how much room you've got in the pocket. So just move this to one side, and we will just glue this down onto the pocket like that and like that. Okie dokie. Glue this down. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Right, now I will just ink this up, I think, just before gluing it on. So yeah, might just take this down slightly. Okay, and maybe just round those corners slightly like that. Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? And then, yep, just ink this up a little bit. Just ink up here. around there. I mean, again, obviously we haven't decorated anything on this page or anything, so this is just, you know, first bits. We will be obviously putting some other bits on here as well, so just see whether we want to have this now that we've taken off. So have it there, or maybe up there. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Yep. Okay, so I'll just glue this down. Okay, like that. So, you know, we did get that text in, even though we had to kind of like take it off from how we originally were planning on having it on there. So yeah, but we did manage to use it on there after all, so it's all good. Right, my glue's not quite stuck down there. Right, there we go. So I'm going to glue this on 3 sides, and by the 3 sides I'm including this obviously bottom section like that. I'm just going to put it quite close to the edge like that. Okay, and just smoosh that glue down. Like that. Okay, so that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? And you know, obviously once it's actually decorated up and got some lace and things like that on there, it will look better still. So yeah, got a little pocket going on there. So yep, and then what else do we want to have on here? Just going back through the bits that I've still got left on the desk. So, well, what we can do is we can make a couple of little flippy pads to tuck into things with these sort of remnants. So, okay, like that. And just take this document. Oops. There we go. So, I mean, again, we're just really being good and using the bits that are laying around. Could even perhaps have that as a little fold around piece like that. So I'm going to just staple this piece onto the top. There. And we can do a little wrap around like this, like that, and then just wrap that there. And that's just then a cute little wrap around bit, and you've got then more journaling there. So, and that can just literally tuck into, you know, into a pocket. Won't do it in that one because it's not obviously dried on there very well, but you know, pop it into here or something. So, and again, it's just having that continuity, because now we've got the sewing pattern paper in more than one place, which, you know, is really good to do. So again, just going to take this now. Oh, got another flimsy, very flimsy piece there. Oops. So just take that, and yep, well, perhaps we'll make a little bit more of a flippy pad here. So take that down on that side and that page there. Just staple those together. Just take it off here. And then just, yeah, tear these bits off so it's not so long. Like that. There we go. That's quite cute, isn't it? I'll just take it down on this side. There we go. So that's just a very little flippy pad there that we can obviously tuck into another pocket. Again, still tying in that sewing pattern paper. So that could go in, for example, this pocket here. So, yeah, you know, we're kind of keeping the flow going through, aren't we? Sort of with the same sort of similar pieces going through the pages. So this one here, let's just see, what have we got left? Okay, so we've got this here. Well, I mean, to be honest, what we could do is do like the reverse of what we've just done. So I'll take this down here like that. And then what we could do is, I mean, I've cut that very skinny now, to be honest. Well, perhaps that's not going to work now I've cut it so thin, but what we could do is have a pocket like that. That would be quite nice. I'm not sure this is the right piece of paper, but maybe this one will be better. Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? Now let's just find where we would want to put this. Oh, or maybe like that. So yeah, I'm going to just glue this down, and then perhaps we'll have it on that back page. So just grab our glue. Like that, and yeah, we're going to just put this down here. So again, this is another vintage desk set 3 piece of paper. I'm just going to glue that down onto there like that. Okay, like that. And then just take this down on the side like that. Oops. Didn't make a very neat job of that now either. What is going on? What is going on with my cutting? It's not very good today. There we go. And then that can just go on as a little side pocket there, or let's just check that we want it there and haven't got a different page that we prefer it to go on. It could go on that page. Quite pretty. Just check I wouldn't prefer it on here. Oh, we've cut that down, haven't we? Otherwise I would have quite liked it on there, I think, but let's just check. Could have it there. What do we think to that? I mean, that's quite nice because that's got the continuity then between those 2 pages. Yeah, I think I quite like that. So let's just take this and glue this down on that edge. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. Right, so yeah, that on there. Oops, I feel like that needed a bit of trimming down. It looks struggling to you know, have that fitting on that page, so just trim it down slightly. Okay, like that. Okay, right, really press that down. Oops. Like that. Again, could probably do with, you know, holding that with a bulldog, you know, for a couple of minutes to make sure it's really well glued down, but we will just press it down like this. Okay, I've got a bit of an overhang here, so I'm just going to just trim that off like that. Okay, I must have yeah, I must have trimmed that page up because it's strange, isn't it, but that's not really fitting on there. Okay, yeah, I like that. And then let's just see, maybe we'll have this somewhere. Maybe like on this side, because then it's just bringing in the sort of more bluey colours from the other side. So again, just glue that up there like that. Okay. Oh, I really had forgotten how much I love these like eclectic style journals. You know, when they're totally you know, mismatched and sort of just using bits and pieces that are laying around, you just get some really different looks, you know, to anything perhaps that you would get otherwise. So yeah, I really love making these, and I'd kind of forgotten how much I do really like them. you know, because they just sort of do really evolve and take on a whole life of their own. So yeah, they're really, really nice to do. Okay, now, as I say, I have got this. This doesn't really go, does it? This is my yellow roses, I think this is. I mean, yeah, I do quite like it, but do we think it goes? Oh, it's not bad like that, actually. It's not too bad. I'm just thinking we used this paper when we made those wax seal pockets. Now, can I remember how to make them is the question. Probably. Did we make them like that? Oh, isn't it terrible when you can't even remember the things that you've made? That's all the time that happens to me. All the time, which is really annoying. Now, just wondering. Or, to be honest, what we could do is use this as the base and have something on top of this. That might be nice and a bit of a twist on them. So, yeah, right. Again, let's take this down. Now, I'm going to try and get this a bit better sized than that other pocket, which I just misjudged completely. So, let's take this down here. Like that. Keep that for another day or another episode. Okay. Now, yeah, if we take that up there. Okay, it's quite nice. Now, actually, did have another sheet of this from those pockets, which I'm just thinking, could this go on there? Do we think that looks awful, or do we think that looks quite nice? Oops. Right. So I can't actually really remember how we made those pockets, which is really annoying. Should re-watch the video, shouldn't I? But let's do it like this. And then we can always trim this up. So I think what I did, I wrapped them around at the back of the pocket. So I'll just cut that down there like that. And then that sort of tucks there like that. Okay. Okay, let's take this down here like that. And that on. Quite nice on there, isn't it? Now, do we want that a little bit shorter? I feel like it's quite big. So, oops. Oh, gosh. Really fingers and thumbs today. I don't know what's going on with me. It must be frustrating to watch. I'm so sorry. Really do apologise. Right, I'm going to cut it down here slightly. Like that. I don't know whether that side is just really wonky. But yeah, looks wonky, doesn't it? Right, okay, but I quite like the size of the pocket now. So even if it's wonky, I don't mind, because I'm at least happy with the size. So I'm just going to glue this down now. Again, I'm going to just mitre these in slightly so that if I've, you know, not made a great job, they're not going to show up too much. So hey, and not made a great job, I mean, it's quite likely I haven't made a great job, let's be honest. So, oh my goodness, look at how wonky that top is. That is atrocious. Look, oh my goodness, even worse now. Right. Maybe we disguised it a bit with this on there, I don't know. Maybe we didn't, because it still looks shockingly wonky now. Okay. Oh, maybe it needs to be wonky because the bottom's wonky. Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Right, so we've got that like that, and yeah, let's just get rid of these bits. Okay, so I want to have it over like this, because then the green poking out from here just links the green of this, which then looks really nice, I think. So just going to go around the edges of the pocket itself like that. Okay. Like that. Right, let's really glue that down, and then we're going to put this here. And then I'm just going to finish it off with a wax seal there. But I think what I'll do is glue it down first. So yeah, let's just hope this is now gluing down. We're just going to glue it on 3 sides. Okay, like that. Okay, and we're just going to pop that down, and like I say, keeping a bit of this green, or not keeping, but trying to get a bit of this green from this piece, just showing from sort of poking out, because I think that looks really good then, and it just links the green in just perfectly. So yeah, okay, so that looks good now. Now, just wondering whether we could have anything from here, just because we've got the red up there. So I'm not necessarily saying that this goes, but let's just have a look and see. I don't think that's going to go, to be honest, but it's always worth having a look, isn't it? So let's just take that down. Well, I don't think that looks that bad, actually. I'm not saying that that's, you know, what I'm hoping for is not looking that bad, but yeah, I thought it was perhaps going to look really awful, but yeah, I don't mind it actually. Now, just got this little bit of words, whoops, that we cut out previously, so just wondering whether we could have that somewhere. I mean, that looks quite good, doesn't it? Oh, I quite like that. Do we want to have any lace on there? Always love to have a bit of lace, so yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's glue this down. Onto there. Like that. And then this. You just want to have this one down on there. Like that. Okay. Okie dokie. Yep. Oops, burnt my finger there. Okay, and then just this little word, I think, just have this kind of to the side, or we could even have it there. Let's bunch it up onto there. Like that. And I mean, to be honest, all those colours now sort of tie into the back, don't they? So that looks pretty good. And then let's just see. I could have that wax seal there, just gluing the whole thing down. It's quite a good colour on there. Oh, or maybe the pink. Maybe the pink, yep. Right, okay. Put that away. Right, so I'm going to just very quickly glue this flap down like this. Okay, and then I'm going to glue my wax seal. Now, to glue my wax seal down, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put something underneath. I haven't used this. I don't think I'm likely to use this. So I'm just going to put this here, just in case any glue from the wax seal spills off the page. I don't want to actually glue the pocket closed, so I'm just going to do that. Okay. Looking good. And can you see there, I have caught that little bit of glue. So lucky I had put that under there, because otherwise I would indeed have glued my pocket closed. So it's not quite glued down up there. Okay. So yeah, that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I mean, don't forget, like I keep saying, we are going to decorate the rest of the journal. We're going to put maybe some sari silk and things and some lace and things like that. But I think it's a pretty good start for a journal so far, to be honest. I quite like, you know, how it's coming along. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. We've got a few bits still left, obviously, you know, from the pile that we pulled in. Unfortunately, because it's been a couple of days since I started the video, I can no longer remember what the original pile was. So, yeah, I hope that you like our kind of starting point for our journal that we're making. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're going to join me for the next episode of the X-Piles. Love to hear in the comments, are you doing the X-Piles with me? How's it going? Love it if you are. You know, very, very exciting that we're all doing this together. Really appreciate a big thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And yeah, have a great day everybody, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks then. Bye.